Let's go.
Okay. Hold my hand. Hold my hand. Welcome to the Setbreaker podcast. And today we have a very special guest, my good friend, Bryan Pham.
Thank you, Mike, for having us here, or me here.
Us? Who is us? You and your muscles, you jacked, giant freak of nature. So, guys, if you don't know who Bryan Pham is, Bryan is the co-founder of Asian Hustle Network and Hate is a Virus.
That's right.
Glad to have you here.
Thanks for having me
Glad
here.
to have you here, man, dude. Your hair, how is your hair standing so high like that?
Dude, it's like naturally straight. Like I can't get it to fall down.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm jealous of you because I used to, like, you know, in high school, remember high school, all the Asians had the gelled up hair, like spikes?
Yeah.
I got so jealous of Asians like you because you guys have actually straight hair. And me, because I have thick hair and then it falls, I thought it was because of the salon lady's fault.
Yeah.
Because, like, I would go to, like, some salon lady, like a Korean salon lady. Mm-hmm. So I, like, blamed her for my lack of straight hair. Mm-hmm. I don't know, it was like a genetic defect. Okay,
At least you didn't have curly hair. I mean, no offense to people with curly hair, but it's really rare for the Asian people to have, like, curly hair. But most of us have really, really straight, thick hair.
Yeah, I have thick hair, but it's kind of it kind of curls slightly, like slight curl, not like actual curl. So I couldn't really do anything with, which is why I shaved my head like this.
Dude, you gotta grow your hair back, man.
Why?
Like we gotta see you with
No
decent hair.
decent hair. I can't have decent hair, dude. It looks disgusting. I'm losing some hair at the front, so it's nasty, man. This is my trademark. Everybody knows me, shaved head guy, bald guy. You know, like I need that. You know,
It's time for a new look.
maybe. I don't know, man. But yeah, man. So I want to talk about Asian Hustle Network. Okay. So right now, well, first of all, do you want to tell people what Asian Hustle Network exactly is?
Yeah. So Asian Hustle Network is an online community that supports Asian entrepreneurs around the world. And the reason why we created this network is because as me and Maggie were hustling before Asian Hustle Network, we felt like the Asian diaspora is very divided. You know, we really never saw ourselves as one Asian group, and we really never really wanted to support each other. So we want to change that mindset to help each other in the future.
Yeah, and when you said like Asians not sticking together, you mean just everybody's kind of out for their own and not really, caring about what's going on in the community.
You know how it is. Like Asian people are rooted in competition. You know, you're pitted against your siblings, your cousins, the person that your parents just met like 5 minutes ago. Like you're always like compared to someone, and that's rooted into us. That's the reason why it's so hard for us to like see each other as one group and work together. That's
so true. That's kind of tied into, in a way, you could say that's generational trauma.
Childhood
trauma.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, like we all go through that thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, okay. Well, you gave us the reason, but you hustle hard to make this work to where it's at today, right? And now you got a crap ton of people in the network, from all over that do all kinds of like amazing things, entertainers, business people, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But going through, I mean, you must have not been sleeping like at all, like barely.
I haven't slept today.
You today?
Even coming here, it took me like almost 2 hours to get here. I was like, holy cow, I'm so tired.
Dude, were you like kind of like fuck, like, I don't know, like your head, you were kind of falling asleep almost? Oh, dude, shit. That's why I said, no, I know how little you sleep. So I was like, please don't die. I texted you. I was like, I love you. Don't die.
I was like, I love Mike so much. Fuck this guy.
Yeah,
so
I didn't know it was gonna take that long. I was like, oh, it'll be like 50 minutes because I assumed you were closer for some reason. But
yeah, it's just so much traffic today, and it's a Friday too.
Oh yeah, and you know what? It's because things opened up again, like for you, right? So yeah, I appreciate you.
No problem, man.
Almost dying from me, dude. Hell yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, but like how, like what keeps you going?
Oh man,
especially in the beginning when it was harder.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, well, okay. Is it still the same tough level?
Yeah, I would say it's roughly the same, but I think that throughout the process, I mentally got tougher. But at the same time, it's like anything you do in life or any business that you run, you just always see new problems.
Yeah.
You know, and that kind of just makes it a little bit harder to keep running. But then you get smarter, you get more experience, you get tougher. What keeps me going? It's the community itself, and what I mean by this is, I have people that reach out to me in places of darkness and of depression and be like, hey, like, I'm really glad for your community. Like, it made me feel like I had some place to turn to when I was feeling really depressed, and that part is kind of the main reason why I keep going, because I know, like, this is needed, this is bigger than me, and this is what I need to do in order to give back to the world. Yeah,
that's your legacy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's my legacy or not, but like, I feel like this needs to exist because this is something that I was looking for when I was growing up. And just to be more open at that, it's like there are times where I was in a dark place and I felt like I had no one to talk to, no one to listen to me, no group to turn to for support. I never want anyone else to feel the same way. And I'm always we're like in our 30s right now, so I'm always thinking ahead. Like, even though I don't have kids yet, I'm not even married yet, I'm not even engaged, but I'm always thinking, like, how can I make the world a better place for my future kids to be here? That's always in the bottom of my, or back of my head when I do things, when I create things. It's like, I wish this existed when I was here. But now that we're older, it's like, I'm meeting a lot of people. Now you start asking your question, if it's not created, why not me? Why can't I do it? And with that mindset, it's like, there's so many things that you do to improve the world. But the thing is, like, you have to learn to be aware. You have to learn how to question it. Because you don't question it, you're not aware of it, then you just accept things as the way they are.
It's true.
And you never change it.
Yeah, that's very true, man. I mean, it's easy to play the helpless victim.
It is.
And then just say, this is just the way the world is. I mean, is it really?
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, it is the way it is right now.
Yeah.
But it's not permanent. Like, things are ever evolving, and the power really is in the hands of the people.
I absolutely agree with that. And more so, the power is in those who are crazy, who stand out, who don't give a fuck, and just do it, not care what people think. Like, those are people that tend to change the world, and they tend to bend the world around their will, and that's super powerful.
Yeah. I mean, you must have had some people that, with every endeavor, no matter what you're doing, any realm, entertainment, blah, blah, there's always people that try to stand in your way, or like, kind of sabotage you, whatever it may be. Now, you don't have to say who these people are, but there had to have been people. Like, even people that you thought were on your side, and you find out later that they weren't, because that happened to me, right?
Yeah. Plenty of stories like that. Like, a memorable one was, we had an event with someone in the past, and she's like, hey, I love your mission, I want to give back. But, like, last minute, she kind of changed this narrative on us and was like, hey, like, because at the time we we're so dumb to let her manage the money of the event, she never paid us out for the event. She took it and said, like, oh, like, I don't believe in your mission, blah, 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 and give some BS excuse, and, like, took the money for the entire event.
Wow.
We're just like, oh my God, like, that was really dumb of us. Like, we should have not let someone else do it. But at the same time, at that time, it was like, we believe in humanity so much and morality that we're like, no one's going to do this to us because we're trying to make the world a better place. And that's one clear example of something happening. Another example is, people were making false accusations in the community, saying like, hey, like, this person scammed me, but in actuality I had bad blood outside the community.
Oh, so they were sabotaging.
Like, yeah, so I was like, what the heck? Who can I trust? What's going on? But, like, I learned to just grow a thicker skin, a more logical mind, and just take it as it comes. Because I know, like, for us, it's super important for us to just stick close to our mission statement and be as transparent as we can. Because when both incidents happened, like, we announced it to the community, we tried to solve it with the community support, and just, when things didn't turn out our way too, we also announced it. And at the time, yeah, it does suck to be that transparent, because I know that it's not rooted in our culture to be open like that, but
it's just being quiet, silent.
Yeah, but I felt like it was the right thing to do because that is our mission statement.
And could you tell the difference between when you were like, when you started to be transparent and as you continue to be transparent, you gain trust of people?
Yeah, that, I think transparency, no matter how hard it is the way to go, because the community is smart and they always understand, like, what is going on. They can make their own judgment, but the best thing for you is, like, open up if you ever make a mistake and own up to it and make an apology, make statements, but don't sweep it under the rug, because, like, any friendship, it's like, if you find out your friend's lying to you or hiding things from you, what does that do to your friendship? It makes it worse. And this case is like the community is our friend. The community is our family. We don't want any bad blood or any miscommunication with our family members. So transparency is a key.
Yeah, you got to have those hard talks.
Yeah.
You know, the hard talks is short-term pain for long-term gain versus, you know, when you act like everything's fine and then every time you see each other, you're not really that happy and you put on that fake smile and it hurts.
Exactly.
Like your eye starts to twitch. It's so hard to do a fake smile to somebody when you know you both probably don't like each other.
You don't want that, you know, and it's like having a relationship with someone else too. It's like if you don't talk about your issues and work through it, what does that do? It just makes your relationship significantly worse, right? Because there's no level of trust. You don't know what they're gonna do. They can always backstab you and whatnot, and that's the same thing with building community.
Dude, man, the first time I ever, you know, started producing stand-up shows, I had a business partner and he betrayed me. And then it took me a long time to be able to trust people again. Right? While being able to, I mean, now I can trust people. I know how to maneuver, but also still, you know, kind of be on the lookout without letting like paranoia get the best of me.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to get paranoid and
it is.
And imagine the world being a dark place, especially when it's like, I thought we were on the same page. I thought we had the same vision.
Yeah.
But there's always some other, you know, there's always ulterior motives to, you know, certain people. But there's also a lot of beauty in the world too. And you must have seen that as well in
a lot.
Asian Hustle Network, right?
Yeah. I've seen a lot of beauty. I've seen the community really come together, especially during the pandemic, to like raise money, support each other, go eat at each other's restaurants. You know, like when people shared their hardship stories, a lot of people talked about negativity. You know, and you really kept the mission alive without me being in every single conversation of like, hey, we got this. We're a family. We support each other. You know, those has been something that I've almost been willing the community with that mission for so long because I fully believe in it with my entire heart. You know, and to see it like blossom and have the community like welcome people, share their story, give advice, give answers, give support, give money, whatnot, mobilize. It's like, damn, that is beautiful. You know, it's great seeing that happen to our community, and that's the moment where I'm like, yep, all those sleepless nights, all this unnecessary stress, all those DMs, like it just makes sense. You know? Yeah,
dude. Damn, man. Okay. I see that. What do you, hey, man? Okay, so you're jacked. Okay, you got the muscle. You're a big dude. You're a big dude, right? So okay. You know what's funny? I feel like I'm being a little formal right now. like you know, because I want to show Asian Hustle Network and everything you're doing, but at the same time, you know, because we're homies too, and
no, most of the time I'm usually pretty serious as a person. Though.
Yeah. You are.
Yeah.
I can be serious.
You can.
Yeah, I can be serious.
Only when we're on Clubhouse at late at night, though.
Yeah, not late at night. Late at night on Clubhouse, that's the demon time. That's when we get guttural. That's when we're striking out with the thoughts of formality. You know.
Yeah, it's almost because our brains operating at 30% capacity with like no sleep. 2 a.m. conversations in Clubhouse.
Dude, I kind of like that. I kind of like operating at a certain level of fatigue, you know, because then I just don't have the energy to think as much because I think all the time and it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, like it's a blessing because it helps me with things I have to do. But if I'm not wary or I'm not aware of how I'm thinking and where those thoughts are taking me to, it can really hurt me and take me down like a dark path or a path of just, you know, I just get in my own way.
Yeah.
Right?
You're not alone with that, man. I think all of us sort of has those demons that we deal with when we're by ourselves. You know, where no one's there to tell us to think otherwise, no distraction on our phones, everything's just quiet. Like, everyone always has those thoughts. It's like, you just freak yourself out. I just think it's like human nature.
Yeah.
Because myself included, you know, before I started practicing like affirmation, meditation, I used to just put myself in the worst situation possible. And I just go down this spiral, just laying in my bed and just cold sweating for no reason for 2 hours and be like, holy cow, that was dark, you know?
Will you be staring at the ceiling?
Yeah. And just start thinking about like, you know, what if I am a failure in life? What if I can't take care of my parents? What if my parents die too prematurely? I can't take care of them. You know, all these stuff like just spirals you out of control.
Yeah.
And, you know, for a long time, I was wondering, like, am I crazy? is it just me? Yeah. And then the more, like, as we grew older into like our 30s now, and we kind of grew into our own skin, it's like, it's just being human. You know, everybody goes through like all these dark thoughts. It's not unusual. In fact, because we have these dark thoughts, we're more in tune with people that have them. And the fact that we start noticing little cues. If someone like is overly friendly or too happy, you're like, this person is dark as shit. You know?
That's so true, man. Yeah. That's true. The opposite is always true. Yeah. If it's that far on the end of the spectrum, you can fucking guarantee the opposite of that. Yeah. Is a fact. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Because it's just a cover up. It is. Right. I remember the sadder, before I was able to reveal or be honest about how I felt, whenever I got sad and stuff, I would double down on the fake joy and try to make people laugh more to kind of try to make myself feel better. It's, you know what that's like? That's like having a bucket of poo water, right? Yeah. Like a quarter filled with poo, like straight poo water. And then you're like, oh, you know what? There's poo water in there. Let me just put more pure water to try to cover up the poo water. But no matter how much water you're going to put in that bucket, it's still poo water in it. Yeah. Just make sure you flush it later. Yeah. Well, I mean, don't drink it. Definitely don't drink it. Definitely don't drink it, you know? Some people are into that stuff. I don't know who, but somebody out there is into that. Probably. Yeah, people are into weird stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, you know? Yeah. God, every time I look at you, I just keep thinking of Teen Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. But he's like OG, man. Like, all right, his hot take. I think that he's so much better as a teenager. But when he got older into the series, he's like, stop being as cool and stop being as strong. He became a simp too. I think he became like a full blown Saiyan beta. I agree with you on that, actually. Yeah. Yeah. He was more intimidating as like during the Cell saga. Yeah. You know, and after that, he's Gohan. You have secret powers. You know why? I think it's because his dad died. Goku died in the Cell saga. So he had this like anger, this sadness, this pain, you know, and that does strengthen a Saiyan, right? And he felt like he had to do this for his father and the world at the same time, right? But then he gets older, and then of course you got the Dragon Balls, and then you can bring back. How many times did Goku come back? He came back so many times after that, right? He died so many times, I lost track. I mean, Krillin died more. Krillin died. All he does is he goes Destructo Disc, and it just dies. You know what I mean? He's just cannon fodder at that point. Are you Krillin? I'm One Punch Man. Sorry. You're trying to diminish my power. I'm just messing around. You're trying to sabotage my strength. No. Yeah, man. Or I could be like Tien. Yeah, Tien. I mean, he's pretty handsome, you know. Yeah, he's pretty tall. Big guy. He's muscular. Yeah. He's muscly. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not that big, but you know, I'm okay. I'm okay. Yeah. I mean, I want to take a turn back to the serious topic of like what we were talking before, the Dragon Ball stuff. Yeah. I think that as humans, we tried, actually, let me take it back even one more step. Okay. I think that as we're growing up and what we're missing throughout our childhood, we try to compensate as adults. Oh. You know, I notice this to a lot of people. I notice my friends who come from relatively wealthy families, but the parents neglect them a lot. So even now, it's like when you hang out with them, they're like, hey, like, what do you want to eat? Let me take you out to eat. Let me hang out with you. Do you want to watch a movie? I'll pay for it. No problem. You know, and I always feel like people always compensate for something they're missing as a kid. You know, and the people who were too in strict families, you know, like because they never experienced things that were more fun. They became the most party people I knew in college. Yeah. You know, or post college, even now, because I feel like we're always doing something to compensate for what we're missing. And for myself, it's like I felt like as a kid, I was being told that I was dumb. I was being told that I couldn't do things. You know, like it's so embarrassing. I was born here, but I was put in ESL as a kid because I couldn't speak English that well and I couldn't write that well. But you can speak Vietnamese. Yeah, okay. But like I wasn't even speaking Vietnamese that well. So you're just bad at both.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the worst place to be.
And that's like, it's so like embarrassing. I just remember like being like an 8-year-old or 9-year-old kid, and like all my classmates are from like China or Vietnam or something like that. Yeah. And just be like, oh, are you born in Vietnam? I'm like, no, I'm born here. And that's like my biggest insecurity, like growing up. It's like, that's the reason why I overcompensate what I do now. It's like, I want to, in a way, prove to the world and show the world that I can change and that I am a capable person. You know, that's my personal trauma. But I noticed, just pay attention to your peers, your siblings, cousins, whatnot. The little cues that they were missing in their childhood is highly reflected upon the adult that they want to be. And that's crazy to me. It's human nature, you know?
It's exactly human nature. You go back to history for that person, and that it's the breadcrumbs, right? Like for me, I grew up in a very serious household. Like I naturally remember trying to make people laugh when I was like, I don't know, like 5 or something. I don't remember. I was doing some stupid dance, but over time that got literally beat out of me, you know, by my parents. And then I became like this, you know, then I started to feel guilt for being me and trying to make people laugh and, you know, all that stuff, right? And then, yeah, then I just, you know, you just get older and you get tired of it, and then you just want to be you. And that, I mean, that's what I do. So I'm also like, because I felt so sad all the time, I just didn't feel happy. So then that's why, I mean, I that's what I do to make people laugh. It makes me feel good when people feel, right? So in a way, I'm kind of doing the thing that your friends do with the like, hey, I'll pay for you, like, you know, the wealthy the kids who, you know, they felt like the only way their people would stick around if they give them shit. You know, now I'm not saying I feel like people aren't going to stick around if I don't make them laugh, but I feel like it's also natural. I don't know, it just feels good, like laughing together and stuff.
Yeah,
right? But
absolutely.
It does stem from somewhere, from pain.
It does. It does. Yeah, I mean, sorry for taking a nosedive into something so serious, you know.
Nah, this is called a separator, man. We talk about everything. We get it. I mean, we were just talking about Dragon Ball. Come on, we talk about whatever. We talk about whatever we want to talk about.
Yeah.
That's why it's here, man.
I love that, man.
You know, I mean, who was calling you dumb?
Oh man, like, just everyone around me. Everyone growing up.
Family too.
Yeah. I mean, it was so bad to the point where I felt like my parents lost expectations in my academics growing up. And for a while, like, they just put all the eggs into my brother's basket. He's like so smart. My sister's really smart.
Oh, so you had 2 other siblings that were kind of favored in that manner.
Yeah.
Right, especially like with Asian culture.
Yeah.
So you, not only did you feel dumb because of that, but you felt neglected and abandoned.
I'm also the middle child.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like my sister was straight A's, and growing up I was like whatever student. But I picked it up. I changed my mentality on grades, and I realized like, all right, this is how I study. Like most people, when you talk to them in high school, it's like, oh yeah, like I just crack open a book and read. That didn't work for me. Like I had to like figure out a system that made it work for me.
What was your system?
Like for me, it's like I had to read everything twice. Because if I just listen to a lecture and read the book, I won't understand.
Dude, that's how I am. I felt stupid. Like I would have to keep reading the same sentence a few times to really get it. And I'd watch other people and I'm like, fuck, are they just getting it?
Yeah.
Okay. But you figured out that's how you work, and you just embraced it, and you were like, let me do it. And then that's what started working for you.
Yeah. I think what really worked for me in college is like I actually like put aside my ego and took a class called How to Study.
Oh.
It was pretty embarrassing. Hindsight, I mean, at the time, I was like, okay, that's so embarrassing. I won't tell any of my friends I took this class.
Yeah.
But like that class has helped me like improve my grades so much. And like throughout like middle school, high school, I never got a like 4.0. But I got my first 4.0 in college and grad school. You know, so it's like the opposite way, whereas like, I got progressively better at academics because I just learned how to break it down to science. And just same thing applies to social abilities too, because I was told early in college that I was socially awkward. You know, I was just like, dude, man, you're so awkward to talk to. I was like,
they would just say that to you.
I was just like, yeah, yeah. And like the same thing is like I had to break down social cues. Okay, so there's a lot of. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I didn't notice before, especially like talking to girls. So I just say like the weirdest shit. I'm like, fuck, why the hell did I say that?
Like what's one thing you would say?
So I don't remember. It's just so cringy.
You have to remember one where you're like, oh god, why did I say that?
A lot of times actually, but I can't remember like
your eyebrows are kind of crooked.
Not that weird, but like,
okay.
It's like I was like, oh, like your shirt's really baggy. Like you should dress me that looks nicer than you. Something like that, you know.
So you didn't mean to insult them, but it ended up being an insult.
I would just say something like, oh fuck, why did I say that?
Yeah. You know? But you would know right after, right? Like as soon as you finish saying it, you hear yourself say it, you're like, that was not smart.
That was like, oh god, come on, Brian, be smoother. You're like fucking rough edges everywhere, man.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
I said something stupid like that once. I said a lot of dumb things, but I remember this one time I was in church. I used to go to church, and there was a girl, and she was cute, man. And then she says something like nice. I think she was kind of flirting with me, and then there's a thing that guys do especially when they're virgins and they're uncomfortable around women that are cute. They sabotage themselves, and I did this weird thing where I was trying to be funny to like deflect from the flirting.
Yeah.
So then I said, she's like, you look good or something to me. And I was like, yeah, well, you look like you've been eating a lot of donuts.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I wasn't trying to say she was fat, but in my mind, I just thought if I say something, it'll be funny. Yeah. But as soon as I finished it, I was like, what the fuck did I just say? And then she went, her smile went away. She's like, oh. And her eyes started to get glossy.
That
and then she started crying.
Whatever you say is so literal. And it just stabs them right in the heart by accident.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
Dude, I think she started crying. Like, she walked out. I think she was crying. I didn't mean to make her cry. I was like, what, 20 years old?
Yeah.
I was a noob. I didn't know. Okay, so you took how to study classes, and that helped you, like, study, and that helped you with other stuff like business stuff as well, that whole like how to break things down.
A lot. And I also joined an Asian fraternity back in college.
Yeah.
And I remember the fraternity wanted me to DP, which is D-pledge.
Yeah.
Because
D-pledge.
I was so awkward, and
they wanted you to leave.
They wanted me to leave during pledge shit because I couldn't talk to girls. So one of the special programs that the fraternity came up with was that every lunchtime I had to talk to 3 random girls every day for 3 months. I was like, God, why? Why just me? And then like if I didn't do it, then I would get something called a black mark on my little book, whatever thing for the fraternity.
Wow.
So like, unfortunately, I do have to credit the fraternity to like teach me how to talk correctly. And then one of the guys would actually sit down and be like, okay, what did you say? And how did she respond to you?
Whoa, like, they helped you break it down, huh?
I was like, God damn it, dude. This is like fucking sad. My pledge brothers always like laugh at me because they're always like, dude, man, like, why are you so awkward? You know? But I think that I took a lot from that learning experience in college. And then when I got older, it's like, suddenly I was labeled as like, hey, you look like a fuckboy. You can talk to girls so well. Like,
yeah,
you're so smooth. I'm like, damn, these things are completely new to me because I've been hearing the opposite throughout my college career.
Your whole life, right?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. You are good at talking to people, though.
Yeah, now.
Why were you so awkward? Were you nervous? What was it?
I felt I could never be myself. And that's like rooted in insecurities of like people telling me like I'm not smart, I can't do it. And I'm kind of afraid to like show people my true side. And I just remember like just coming up with white lies during like my early college career because I wanted to be cooler. They'll be like, hey, like that's a nice car. Like, what car you have? I'm like, oh fuck. Past my car, G35. It's just like, oh shit. And I was just remember deep down my stomach, I'm like, what the fuck did I lie? You know? But it's just like I just wanted to have a sense of like, hey, like I'm cool. I want to fit in.
Oh, you wanted a feeling of belonging, right?
Yeah, and I think that sort of became like the predecessor of like Asian Hustle Network and just understanding how lonely it is sometimes. and like how important it is to have people that accept you for who they are.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Because there's times even now where I actually was struggling with a little bit of that a few weeks ago. For a few weeks, like I felt like I had to be just a comedian and not be able to, get deep. And I mean, that's who I am. I'm all that. But I felt like, oh, my social media people won't want to. They'll like unfollow me. They won't like me if I post up something that's a little bit, more deeper and serious, right?
Yeah.
But then that's just us putting ourselves into a box, thinking that's what the world wants. Like so today, I always make 2 clips per podcast, right, to promo it, right? I made one which was called "Saying Weird Things in Bed." So it's funny, but I have a lot of content that's just like jokey and stuff like that, and can get kind of sexual and stuff. And I felt like let's change it up a bit because I have other stuff. So the other clip I had was old Asians speaking English. And the reason why I called it that is I basically talked about how when I was younger and I saw older Asian people speak fluent English, it was weird to me because my family, right, they all had accents or they couldn't speak English.
Yeah, I thought that was really weird too.
Yeah, right. Like I know that's a thing, but nobody really talks about it.
Yeah.
But it's within a lot of us. I know that, and I posted up the jokey one, the weird things in bed one first, and then I felt like, fuck, man, why do I keep doing it? I mean, it's funny, but what I really wanted to post, which mattered to me, which I felt like would connect people, not just Asians, but there's other people out there of different cultural backgrounds that has to resonate with that one way or another, and I took down the weird bed stuff one, and then I put up the old Asian clip, right. So that's part of being me, being transparent, and not feeling like, being afraid to be you.
Yeah.
Even on social media, right?
Yeah. I feel like this plagues the Asian community a lot. It's like we can't really be us. You find a lot of Asians from like the Midwest being like, I wish I wasn't Asian. I wish I was white. And everyone goes through that period where it's like, if you're not fortunate enough to be around like-minded people or to begin with, then you kind of like force yourself to fit in. But everybody grows at their own rate, right? Everyone grows into their own skin. When you realize the person that you are, you start surrounding yourself with people who don't make you feel that way, who don't make you feel like you have to be someone else, that don't make you feel like you have to lie. And that's when you find your tribe. And if you haven't found your tribe yet, keep looking. There's so many people out there that want to meet you, that want to be friends with you, that want to accept you for who you are.
True.
So keep on looking, don't settle. And that's the thing. It's like a lot of people are like, I'm too old now, I can't make new friends, or I'm at my job, I'm married, whatever. There's so many different mediums to make friends, and just find the tribe, because once you do, it's like you unleash a new creative side of yourself that you never experienced before. You find a newfound sense of fulfillment, of happiness, and now you can start giving back. You mentor others, you have deeper conversations, you find things that wake you up, that make you feel passionate. And that's so important for like community work, or like part of Asian Hustle Network, or even us meeting online too. It's like we knew like the time that we had our first conversation that we had a lot in common.
Yeah, we knew.
Yeah,
especially the 2 a.m. talks. We're like,
yeah. And everyone else like continue finding that tribe.
And it gets better too.
Yeah,
it gets better.
Yeah,
you have to go through periods of just loneliness when you're younger, and pain, to get to that place where that loneliness forces you. It's kind of a blessing because it makes you be more of who you are, because you're like, well, what else do I have to fucking lose?
I'm
already lonely, people are rejecting me as is, so why not just be me, right? And then that's when people start to kind of come into your life.
It's weird how it works,
right?
It's like positive, like you're putting out energy and people receive it and they come back to you with that energy.
It's like they know.
It's
weird, and you're not even seeking that.
A law of attraction, that's what it's called.
It is a law of attraction. But what I always say with law of attraction is it also requires intention. Intention with your actions, that will equal, not just like thought. Intention, thought, intention, and then executing with action. That, I believe, is the law of attraction.
Absolutely, you're right, man.
Yeah, that's why. The way you said that made me feel like you need to shut up. I know you don't mean that, but sometimes we'll be like, hey, you're right. No, you're right. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Yeah, you're smart.
What trauma you're going through in your past.
Yeah. No, there was a girl that said that recently. She was like, oh, yeah, okay, you're right. Yeah, you're always got to be right. My Kim's always right. Yeah.
Let's not bring that up.
It's not you. Yeah. Yeah, she hurt my feelings a bit. But not anymore. Aren't you hot wearing on the jeans and then the shirt?
Dude, I didn't pack that much back from like NorCal, dude. But actually, this is a Hawaiian shirt. It's like,
is it actually? It looks like the material is it lets wind in.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's fitted too. Damn, that's a nice shirt.
It's not fitted. I just grew into it.
You just grew into it. You just got so jacked.
Yeah, so I went to Hawaii. My mom like 2 years ago, and she's like, hey, this is gonna look really good on you. I'm like, I wore it. I'm like, man, this shit's hella baggy.
Also, it was baggy.
Yeah.
But when did you have that?
I bought it 2 years ago in Hawaii.
2 years ago.
Yeah, and then the whole pandemic happened, which forced me to bulk unhealthily. I'm in the middle of like, all right, I need to shape up because 2021 is back to normal now.
Dude, it's so normal.
Yeah.
I was walking around today in places in LA with no masks.
Yeah.
Do you know how nice it felt?
And it's pretty scary because you're conditioned at the same time to like, oh guys, I need to stay away from people. I need to wear a mask.
Yeah, because we've been living like that for what, year and a half or something?
Year and a half. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How long that was.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and yeah, it's definitely got to have some really like people that were already shy and scared of people as is. That's like,
I wonder how it affects this kid's generation. You know, because like not only are they missing a crucial years of their life, meeting other kids, being more social, being accepted, learning about themselves, learning about the world. On top of that, they're now scared of germs. They're conditioned to be scared of germs.
Dude, they all have to have horrible OCD.
Yeah.
Like at the most unhealthy level. You know what I mean? Like I feel like but the one good thing is I think the parents will be a little happy about it because maybe they clean more after themselves or the bathroom. Yeah. Or maybe they're so afraid they don't want to touch anything. They're like, oh yeah. That might be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you still have that? Like, do you have a little bit of that?
I do. Whenever I touch things, I'm like, okay, like I haven't washed my hands for like a while.
Yeah.
I'm still very cautious when I touch my face. You know, I conditioned myself over like the last year, like how itchy I am, but not use my hands. I'll just be as creative as I can. I'm like, okay, here's my shirt. Here's my jeans. Here's a towel.
I just imagine you having an itchy eye, so you just bend your leg and your knee you use your knee into your eyeball to like rub it. But you know what though?
I'm not that flexible.
You know what though? Yeah. That's good because you training yourself to not use your hands to touch your eyes means your chance of getting pink eye is dramatically reduced. Or some kind of like conjunctivitis. I think, you know, because I've gotten, well, I didn't get pink eye a lot, but I got a what is it, cyst, whatever on the eye. Yeah, from touching it, the infection. I got that a lot.
Yeah.
Because I like rubbing my eyes. It feels good.
It does feel good. I also like cracking my neck.
Do you need to crack it right now?
No, I'm just saying like, it just feels really good for me. And I've been critiqued throughout my entire life since middle school. Like, Bryan, stop cracking your neck. I'm like, that feels so good.
Hey, if you have to do it sometime in this podcast, can you let me know? And then I want you to do it right next to the microphone. I want people to hear the neck cracking.
I cracked it plenty of times in the car getting.
Did you? Oh, damn, to like de-stress? Like, I gotta stay awake. The noise of the cracking makes you.
It's just like the feeling of like, it feels relaxed. You know.
I used to try to make myself crack my neck because I would see in all the badass action movies they go, side to side. So I emulated that, and I would try to make my neck crack, and it got to the point where I could get a little bit, like just a tiny bit, but I couldn't do it the way other people would do it. But I would like swing my head so hard to the side, I know it wasn't good for my neck. I went, get whiplash and shit.
Yeah, I think I developed a neck cracking habit when I was doing wrestling back in high school, because like after wrestling practice, I'll be so sore that I can't move. Mm-hmm. I'm like, how can I make myself move? And I just start moving like this and it cracks. I'm like, I can move again, and it feels great. So I picked up a habit of like just like cracking my neck, because during practice we always have this drill where it's like, don't get pinned. So like, how do you not get pinned? You have to arch your back on the mat. You know, so
you gotta use a strong neck.
Your shoulder blade's not touching the mat, but like you're having another dude that's like your weight or heavier on top of you trying to pin you, And what does that do for like after like 2 hours of practice? Your neck is fucking sore. You get home, you're like, I can't move it the next day. You know?
Dude, that is so bad for your spine.
Yeah.
It has to be.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it's fun. And I love the sport a lot.
You like to what? Sweat?
I love the sport a lot.
Of wrestling?
Yeah.
You miss it, huh?
I do. It taught me a lot about like perseverance, grittiness,
How much you like to hurt people?
Or get hurt.
A little bit. I mean, as men, we like to get aggressive. It feels good when you can, like, unleash that.
Unfortunately, I was such a low weight class. I was like 103s, 112s. Like half my opponents are girls.
Well, you were in the 103s and 112s?
Yeah.
Dude, I was 135.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, was it 134, 135? What was that?
135.
Yeah, 135. I was that. Because I didn't have discipline to go to 119. Was there 119?
119s.
Yeah.
I was just naturally small at the time.
Dang, you were tiny.
Yeah, I was like 103s, 112s, 119, 125.
For how long?
Throughout high school.
Wait, what did you graduate at? What weight?
I wrestled 130s senior year.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you were wrestling like half girls and 103 to what, 119, 112?
Yeah, I don't know. I wrestled a lot of girls in high school. A lot of girls.
Did you lose to any?
No, but there's always so much pressure. I felt like there's so much pressure in, like wrestling a girl, and it's like you feel bad for trying to pin her so fast, but at the same time it's like your peers are looking, your coach is looking, your mom's looking at you. You're just like, all right, I gotta get this done as fast as I can.
Yeah, because there was a guy when I was wrestling. He wrestled a girl, and he got pinned by her.
What?
And then the Daily
nothing
Breeze.
Wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with
so
that.
Cool.
But especially back then, like a lot of guys were like, "Yo," you know. So he got pinned, and then the Daily Breeze newspaper took a photo of him. Right, it's a local newspaper, and they put it on as they like blew up the photo and just showed him being pinned in his face, like in excruciating pain.
Oh no!
And then he got made fun of, and I don't think he lost his morale. I think he quit wrestling after that. Because all the guys were making fun of him, you know?
No, there used to be a really badass girl. Shout out to Tatiana.
Tatiana, shout out to you.
She was kicking every boy's ass, and she placed in boys CIF.
Damn, that's impressive.
And now she's a professional MMA fighter.
Wait, Tatiana who? For what? Who's she fighting for? Or UFC or some other
UFC,
like Bellator?
I'm not sure where she fights for, but like I remember seeing her.
Tatiana, huh?
Yeah. Papilla? I forgot her last name.
Papilla?
Yeah.
She was a Latina?
Yeah, Latina.
Okay, Tatiana UFC fighter. Mm-hmm. Let's see if this is the one you're talking about. Tatiana, not Suarez, right?
Oh, it could be
that's
her.
A professional wrestler.
Yeah, she used to be in wrestling.
Wait, it's not this girl, is she?
Yeah, it's that girl.
Oh, that's her?
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell? Tatiana Suarez.
Yeah, I forgot her last name. Well, maybe she got married. I don't know.
She got married, huh?
Yeah.
Did she get married to like a super badass guy? Because dude.
Yeah, like we were scared, legitimately scared to wrestle her because we knew like how good she was.
So she had a technical skill, but did she also have some strength, extra strength?
She's strong.
Pretty strong?
Yeah. Like I remember wrestling with her at like summer camps. And like my coach would be like, treat her like anyone else, you know, because if you don't, she'll beat your ass. And it's true. I remember just coming in for a shot, and immediately she grabbed my ankles. I'm like, oh, that's like a really savvy, experienced wrestler move. And that's when I knew like I had to take this seriously. Otherwise, she'd whip me. She did whip me during practice though, a couple times.
A few times.
She's good.
Wow.
She is really, really good. Yeah. And now I'm like watching TV one day. I'm like, oh. She's a UFC fighter now.
Just out of nowhere, right? You had no idea.
Yeah,
like 10 years later or something.
Yeah, caught me off guard. I'm like, oh, should I kick my ass for sure now?
Yeah. Yo, they be training like that, man.
Yeah.
You never know who can fight now.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Pretty many people are training. Yeah. Too many people are good.
Represent. Let's go, Tatiana.
Yeah. Rep Tatiana. Killing it. Oh yeah, man. So. You going back to Asian Hustle Network, you co-founded that with your girlfriend Maggie, right? And okay, how long has Asian Hustle Network been around, and how long have you been together with Maggie?
Asian Hustle Network was founded in November 8th, 2019. So roughly a year and a half.
Okay.
I met Maggie in Halloween, October 2017.
Okay, and then are you the one that brought up to her about this concept, or you guys both were talking and it kind of just naturally came to be? What do you think?
I was talking to her about creating a community for a long time for the Asian community, because at the time I was doing a lot of real estate, and I was like, why is all the Chinese people working together? Why is all Korean people working together? Why is all the Vietnamese people working together? Why is no one fucking helping each other? You know? Yeah. And I kept thinking that. I kept talking to Maggie about it, and she's like, yeah, like our communities have been historically divided. I'm like, yeah, like someone should do something about that. I didn't think that someone was gonna be me.
Somebody should.
Someone should do something.
Who's gonna do it? And then all of a sudden you turn to the right and there's a mirror, and you're making eye contact with yourself. Yeah. And then you know what you do? Then you nod at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah. I did not think that someone was gonna be me, and I remember distinctly like posting inside like another Asian community. And I said like someone should we should all come together to support each other in like our entrepreneurial journeys. And that post got no engagement. I was like, all right, I'll prove you guys wrong.
Yeah, they're like, all right, whack job. It's never happened. What is this guy talking about? It's impossible.
Yeah, and then I took it upon myself out of like almost like embarrassment and spite and whatnot, and be like, hey, like I want to see if this idea really works. So that lunch, I was like, hey Maggie, I'm gonna go ahead and create this group. I'm gonna call it Asian. I don't know what the middle word's gonna be. I was like, professional network. She's like, nah, too boring. I was like, Asian diaspora network. She's like, what the fuck does that even mean? Yeah. How about Asian hustle? And she was like, I don't know if I like the word hustle. I'm like, I like it because everyone's like referring to hustle, like your side hustle or whatever, your main hustle. I thought it was a good thing. I wanted to change like the narrative behind it. So we looked up the word Asian hustle online quickly to see if anyone reserved a domain, and like we were like led to like a lot of porno websites. And, like we're just like, okay, there has to be one more word to it. And I was just scrolling through Facebook groups, and I saw like, okay, Asian Creator Network or whatever. Okay, what if we add the word network to Asian Hustle Network? So that's how we came up with the word Asian Hustle Network as our community name. But originally we wanted Asian Hustle or Asian Hustler, but then they were both porno sexual content. We're like, God damn it. You know, for a while, when we first created Asian Hustle Network, the amount of old white men that would try to join our community, and the description says, looking for a young Asian wife, or looking for a beautiful Oriental. I'm like, that's even more offensive, bro.
Because they thought it was just like a place to just get Asian girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all creepy white man. They all go to Thailand for that. You're gonna see a lot of them over there. Okay, so 2019, what month again?
November
2019. Damn, it hasn't even been that long. That's a trip, and now it blew up into this huge thing.
A lot can happen in 1 year, you know.
Yeah.
So really, like, for my advice for you guys listening, it's like, don't underestimate yourself, because although it hasn't happened yet, but if you mentally prepare yourself, you can actually grow a lot quicker when it does happen. So I do believe that believing in something that will happen and visualizing is so important to like being ready for the opportunity, because when the opportunity presents itself and you aren't ready, you squander the opportunity, you know. But knowing that you hit your eyes on the prize the entire time, when it hits, you're like, suddenly I know what to do, even though I never done it before. Even visualizing it, and it's like the weirdest trip ever. Like as we were building and gaining a lot of momentum last year.
And then during lockdown, that's when it really blew up, right?
Yeah. So, and like tenfold. It's like growing like ginormous numbers every single day. The amount of DMs coming in, the amount of support urging us to learn how to mobilize a community. So it actually gave birth to like Hate the Virus. You know, shout out to Tammy Cho and Michelle Hannah-Booster for being my co-founders, but I did step away from Hate the Virus to focus more on AHN. So all the credit goes to them for building it to this point. But like this one example, like the community coming together through Asian Hustle Network to make things happen.
You want to tell them what Hate the Virus is?
Hate the Virus is also a community to end racism and xenophobia around the world. So one of our goals is not to exist anymore. Like, we don't want to exist ever because we don't want any more hate in the world.
Wait a minute. You don't want to exist anymore? We don't want to exist anymore?
Yeah, our goal is to fulfill our mission to end xenophobia and racism.
So, okay, when you said our goal is to not, we don't want to exist anymore, my brain said you want to make it so Asians don't exist anymore.
Well,
you meant it as
yeah.
The hate is a virus. You don't, like as an org. Yeah. You want to make it so that it doesn't need to exist.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. Glad I was like, what is it? Is he joking? I wasn't.
Sorry, man. It's kind of hot in here, you know.
No, it is, guys. Yeah. Don't blame Bryan. It is hot in here. I'm wearing shorts, right, and he's wearing jeans and long socks that make you hotter for no reason.
Yeah.
That nobody can see. Nobody can tell you're wearing long socks. You're wearing jeans.
Hold up.
Oh, hold up. Yeah. Show that stuff. Nah, man. I will admit this, man. I forgot about this actually, but so I started pursuing my dreams October 2019.
That's crazy.
Okay, and somebody added me to the Asian Hustle Network, and I've never seen anything like it. So I didn't really look too much into it, but I thought it was like, I was like, what is this? You know, and it wasn't like I was against that. Like I mean. You know, we all longed for a community, especially with Asians, right? But since we were so used to not having that for, like 3 decades of our life, we were alive. But up to that point, like whoever is older, like even more than that, right? I couldn't comprehend that. I was like, okay, I just kind of ignored it. I forgot about it, you know? And then what is it? And then you messaged me.
Yeah.
And then I started like, well, I mean, I already saw it a few more times before that, and I was like, this is because people were talking about it a little bit more. But then that's when I started to be like, I started seeing more of it as I got deeper into it. Yeah. So it even took me time to believe into it wholeheartedly, not because of like you or Asian Hustle Network. It's because of me and how I grew up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Back to awareness. We talked before. It's like if we aren't aware of things, if we don't question things, we just accept things as the way they are. Yeah. No matter how bad it is for our community. You know, and once you like someone does it, it just opens a whole Pandora box. You're like, wait a minute. That's right. You know, why haven't our community been working together? Why is all this racism and microaggression and minority myth happening to our community? Yeah. And you start opening up Pandora's box and like, because someone showed you that this is not right, you know? And it took me a long time. I pretty much stumbled by accident onto Asian Hustle Network to realize that, it is wrong. I'm not the only one that feels this way. A lot of people feel this way. Otherwise, it wouldn't be growing so fast.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know other Asians thought like that. So I just assumed this is just the way it is, and I never really thought twice about it. I told myself, you know who supports me more? Everybody but the Asian people. And I just went forward with that thought. Yeah. And then I turned out to be very, very wrong.
We love you, man. You dominate your comedy shows now.
Yeah, dude. I have like a ton of Asian supporters on top of everybody. Yeah. You know, now. But yeah, it's funny because I feel like people that aren't Asian that are listening to this are like, really? Like that's what goes on? But
yeah.
That's
what goes on.
That's what goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, things are really changing, and I think this is kind of the double-edged sword of the Asian hate crimes happening with, you know, like, of course it's horrible and it sucks, but one of the things it did do, if we had to look into a positive light, is it ended up bringing Asians more closer together. That's true. Because we were like, we can't ignore that shit, man. Yeah, we can't ignore that. Like elders getting attacked, children getting attacked. I mean, there was just a video of a grandma getting shanked like 9 times. I saw the video.
I couldn't watch it. It was.
I
saw the news, but I'm like,
yo, I watched it with Jackfruit. I was like, what the fuck? That one really, like, even more than a lot of the other. I mean, all of them are horrible, but that one I was like, it was a straight up. She was just walking, minding her own business on the street, on the sidewalk, and the guy walking the opposite direction comes up out of nowhere, pulls out and prison shanks her, like the way you see it in prison movies. Yeah. Like, pa, 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 pa.
Did I just see a cockroach?
No, we don't have cockroach. We don't have cockroaches, but sometimes there's silverfish, you know?
Oh, I just saw a big ass silverfish.
Where did it go?
I don't know. I think one in your refrigerator.
Hold on, let's restart this. We lost the silverfish. We don't know where it went. It was a mutant silverfish, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. So I mean, that stuff is hard to watch, but you know, it as frustrating as it is. But it did bring us together, but I think it brought us together enough. Like, please, I wanted to stop. Not that I ever wanted it, but I'm like, okay, enough. Like, you know, man, if I was a billionaire, I would figure out a way to have just
if
like.
I was a there was a song again.
I want to be a billionaire so fucking bad. Then I'd hire security
to protect the Asian
community because they be getting attacked for no reason.
Yeah, it's harsh.
Yeah, you know? Dude, it's harsh, man.
Yeah,
it's harsh.
It does not make me happy every time I see it. I'm just like, come on, dude.
It's like, why?
Yeah.
Why? What, 80, 90-year-old people? I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Like anyone, for any race or any...
Period.
Yeah, like why? Like...
You know what I did one time when it was starting to happen? I was walking, right? And I was walking past the houses in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And there was an very old white lady. She was just tending to her lawn. And I tried to imagine in my head going up to her because the elders hate crimes was happening. I just wanted to be like, I wanted to imagine, okay, would I ever be able to will myself to do something like that? And just even trying to imagine that, I was like, that's even more where I said to myself, how the fuck can anybody do that?
Yeah.
My brain wouldn't even allow me to get there. I was like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
The fact that it's happening so frequently too.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? I can't comprehend like violence in general. Like why? Like there has to be a time and place for everything. You know, like you're feeling a certain way. Like take some boxing classes. You know, like get your anger out, aggression out. But like to do it to unsuspecting victims or anyone in general, it's like
anybody in general
fucked up.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But a lot of people won't agree with me on this probably, but they don't have to. The way I feel though is you don't have to say anything. But I want them to get fucked up. Like I want them to yeah, because I just get so mad seeing that. I'm like, you okay? So you think it's okay to do that? Well, maybe you should get your ass fucking kicked. Learn a goddamn lesson. But that's just my little quip. That's how I felt. That's me releasing my frustration from seeing that video, those videos recently, and I just had to vent this. So, anyways, but like I said, the positive in all this is that the community is coming together and have been creating solutions to try to help, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and learning a lot about our history too. I think there's a lot of activists that came before that we never paid attention to until now. As we're learning how to speak up and mobilize and make changes, like this is something that we're not historically good at.
Yeah, we're not, man.
You know?
Yeah.
Like we're getting better at it. And we're learning from people who've done it before, and now we're realizing that there has been organizations in place that have been doing these things for decades and generations.
But we just didn't know.
You just didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know.
A lot of us just start from scratch. You're like, oh no, we're gonna mobilize.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of organizations out there have been doing this for a while, and I believe that politics and activism is not core in Asian culture, but it will be. And I see a shift and I see changes coming, especially as our generation assimilates to the American culture. We're going to see our kids and grandkids be more involved in politics, and we're going to see more representation, more faces. So I think unfortunately there's a positive to a bad situation. This is a positive. Very
true. And with every generation that happens, especially with the yo, that thing is huge.
I told you.
What the fuck? It got so big. What is that? Holy shit. What the
I told you.
What the? Do you guys see this thing? What is that?
Bro, I told you.
You told me that. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna kill this fucking thing now. That's not.
It's
so big.
I gotta record this.
This thing is fucking big. Look how big it is. It's as big as my finger.
What the heck is...
Ah! Fuck, that thing is huge. What the fuck is that? That's not a silverfish. You still scared of us? I had to use these gloves.
It's a fish.
What the fuck? Dude.
I told you it caught my eye.
No, you weren't. That thing?
I wonder if there's two.
That.
Because when I saw it, it was like...
I have goosebumps. Do you see my goosebumps?
Yeah.
Dude, that was half the size. And it's literally as the size of my fucking thumb.
What are you feeding it nowadays?
I don't know. How do these things even feed, though? You're right. What does it eat?
How does it grow that...
It just crawls. What does it eat?
How does it grow that big?
Yeah. Do they not have to eat for a while? Or what are these things?
As long as you've been eating something.
Yeah. I don't... Yo, if that thing crawled... It was in my room a few days ago. If that crawled under my face or something... I'd be freaking out. Did you get a video of it?
Yeah.
Okay, show me later. Holy crap. Okay.
I was like, is there a cockroach?
Yeah, that's why you asked if it was a cockroach, because it was huge.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're like, no, what are you talking about, man? The tiny ones?
Yeah. I was like, let's just ignore it. I thought it was a regular baby silverfish.
No, I like saw like
okay,
gigantic thing.
I trust you. I will never doubt your eyes again. I was like, he doesn't know. His eyes are betraying him. What were we even talking about? I forgot. That thing freaked me out. Guys, we killed it. We killed the
silver.
I had to.
This time, no, we killed a silver whale.
The silver whale. Yeah, that is not a fish, dude. That's a freaking whale. I don't care what anybody fucking says. Can't even think now. That thing freaked me out. What the hell are we talking about? Yeah. But dude, fucking the thing that, you know, with the whole Asian Hustle Network thing, and then even being on Clubhouse and meeting the same people who are part of the network as well, and everything is that healed me of the whole, you know, feeling like Asians weren't on my side and feeling alone. And now that, since that healed that part of me, not only do I have more, you know, self-love, but it made the world a more beautiful place. And I look at other Asians as like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, we're, you know, hell yeah. Because there's not a lot of us. What's the how much of America do we?
It's like 7%.
Something like less than 9%, right?
Yeah.
It's so little.
Yeah.
And it's easy to forget, especially because we live in California.
Yeah.
And especially because I live in LA specifically. There's a good amount of Asians. But it's like, dude, only like less than 9%? That's so small.
It is very, very small.
That's crazy.
It's hard, yeah. And guess what? When we travel, we go to Asia. See a lot more Asian people. Like, okay, like a lot of us don't be like, hey, let me go visit the Midwest for fun, you know?
Yeah.
We kind of like, hey, let's go to New York, or let's go to whatever. So you're always bi-coastal. We skip in between, except for Texas. Yeah.
So the way it works, I feel like for Asians is we stay on the
water side.
The water side, which is like the bread of the sandwich.
For the crust.
Yeah, we just eat the crust.
Yeah.
But we got to eat more of the rest of the sandwich to figure out, is it bologna?
Changes are coming. I'm pretty excited to see where the future...
Yeah, we just need to have more sex.
That's one solution.
Yeah, Asian men, keep pushing, keep impregnating. We need to strengthen the armies. We need more, man. And you know what? It doesn't matter if they're half. Because the way it is, even if you're half, people still think you're just Asian only. They never say half. They always say you're Asian. So, and here's good news. Half Asians are in. People love half Asians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy to see and hear that now, because I hear stories from my mom, you know, she's like, if you're like a half Asian person in Vietnam during like the war, it's like people don't like you. They don't want to help you.
The Vietnamese don't want to help you.
Yeah. And, you know when the U.S. occupation's in the country, it was like, U.S. soldiers left around, and they left back some kids that are half white, half Vietnamese, and my mom's just saying that it's really sad because people treat them really differently, But now it's like the mindset has shifted. It's like, oh, you're HAPA, oh, automatically you're so hot. You have the best of both worlds, And it's crazy to hear that coming from my mom, and then seeing how society is now, which is pretty crazy to me.
That's good, man. That's good. Because it sucks to be treated differently, or not even just treated differently, but like completely unaccepted and rejected for being born. It's like it's not even based off your character. You didn't commit a crime. You were just born.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. That's like a whole different rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's a whole other rabbit hole. We don't need to get into that, but basically, accept people, man. Motherfucking accept people. What would you say is the biggest thing you have learned? One of the biggest things you have learned, or maybe you could share like a few key points that you have learned on this journey of creating Asian Hustle Network up to now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first thing is like you have to really enjoy the journey, and you have to have a set vision of where you want to take the organization. It always really surprises me of not only Asian Hustle Network, but looking at other companies that the leadership, their personality is reflected throughout the entire organization. Like how you feel is how you reflect into the organization. How you solve problems, how you view the world is reflected into the values of your company. And it's so crazy to see that over and over, And I notice like my really like combatant friends have really combatant companies. They like to like push against people and do this and that, So it really stems from the leadership's personality. That was something I learned to like, okay, like, am I still growing in the right direction? Am I still solving problems very constructively? Because when my team looks at me and how I solve problems, how I network, how I do things, is how they emulate and how to do everything. So do not underestimate your influence as a founder, because that will be reflected throughout the entire organization. Another thing, it's like I learned how to really set boundaries, which is something that I was really bad at doing before. Before, it's like I felt so bad if someone messaged me, I didn't respond to them within like 10 minutes. Because I'm like, hey, I really want to be there for the community. But after a while, I learned that I had to put myself first. If I did not do that, then I couldn't keep the organization going, because I'm always burning out. I'm always cutting into my personal time. I'm always not taking care of my mental health. So I learned that I can have a bigger impact if I took care of myself. And the last thing is like I learned how amazing the community really is. The community has so totally taken a life on its own, in a way where it's like before I kind of had to constantly remind the community what is our mission statement, what is our goal, what are we looking to do. And nowadays I find myself coming to the community for help and mentorship and whatnot, because it now embodies the soul that I wanted. But how can I help the community, and how can the community continue mentoring me so I can help the community get to the next level? So it's a really weird progression where it's like almost like you're a parent and your kid is now an adult, and you're talking to your kid about life advice. It's really crazy. Given that Asian Hustle Network is only a year old, talk to your 1 year old kid. Yeah, but it's just that feeling. It's like, wow, like keep working, keep pushing, because at the very beginning, like people will push back against your vision, your idea a lot, and say that won't work, it's bullshit. But once people accept it, it's when you like, oh dang, how can we all grow together now? That's a crazy feeling.
Yeah. And if you believe in it enough, believe in it strongly enough, even if your friends and your family and those around you say it's crazy, you have to do it, right?
Yeah, you have to. Like, no one can see what you can see. And that's underestimated. And don't let, if you're starting something new right now, it could be anything, don't let the naysayers stop you from doing it, because they can't see it. And I would say, like, there's a lot of talented people out there that are stopped by those simple, oh man, that's stupid.
That one comment
that just shuts down everything. Like, even if the person has this brilliant idea, but they can't execute because their environment just stops them. It's so sad to see. But I'm pretty sure it happens a lot more frequently than we see.
It happened to me. I had one person who I thought was my friend in college. 2015, he saw a video of me posting on Snapchat where I just, expressed my thoughts, right? Just a selfie style, quick little video. And then people, had a couple people be like, yeah, that was good. Like, I like what you said about that. And then he said, you're pretentious. You seem as your homie, I want to let you know you sound pretentious. I'm just looking out for you. And I was like, why does he care so much about this? Why does it make him so angry? And I was like, you don't have to watch it if you don't want. He's like, how could you say that? In all caps, I'm your friend. I'm just looking out for you. That one comment made me not want to make videos for years. And I didn't make videos for years like that. I didn't trust my opinion. But the opinion now is what built my following. But that fucking guy, that one guy that I thought was my friend, he was projecting something onto me. I don't know what it was. But, so that's just to prove your point. You gotta be careful. So
yeah, you have to believe in yourself. You have to have a internal system that pushes through the naysayers. Otherwise, you're gonna fold, and you're not gonna execute your idea because you're thinking like, nah, maybe it is a dumb idea, But you truly believe it, and you're truly passionate about it. Just do it, and do it while you still have time. Do it while you still can. Do it while you're young. There's a lot of things now I look back, I'm like, man, I wish I did that when I was a lot younger. And just take that risk because you don't want to go to your deathbed one day when you're like, super old and look back and be like, fuck, I didn't do any of the things I wanted to do. And that's such a sad way to go.
It is. That's regret, man. Not doing things. It's not really so much just the mistakes. Make the fucking mistakes. It's just do it.
Yeah.
You make enough mistakes by trying, you're gonna also make successes along the way, right? So, yeah. Fuck yeah, man. This was a dope ass podcast.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you were here, dude. So you want to plug in the socials, website for everything?
Yeah. Check us out on Asian Hustle. All our handles for all social media accounts at Asian Hustle Network. My personal Instagram is Bryan Vuong Pham. I'll let Mike include that in show notes. Also, please check out my very sad TikTok account.
His TikTok account, yeah. He's been working hard on comedy. He actually bought books on comedy. I respect that. He bought books on comedy to get better. Like, I don't know anybody else who's really done that, and I actually legitimately respect that, dude. So what's your TikTok? What's your account handle?
Same thing as my Instagram handle, Bryan Vuong Pham. So please check that out. And if you heard this podcast, please comment beneath my videos and be like, I heard this. Keep going. Keep trying.
Keep going. And if you're shy and you're too shy to say that to him, think it, or at least like something of his post, or share. But preferably, please comment if you can. But yeah, guys, this has been another episode of the Setbreaker Podcast. And until then, I will see you on the next episode.
Let's go.
See ya.